Good morning, students. In our previous class, we have completed with history lesson number 10 and the question answers and map work, whatever it is. I'm going to share it to you in the group also. And today's student portal, I will upload the question answers also with this video. And in today, we are going to start with civics lesson number 8, that is a shirt in the market. Now, before starting this lesson, a shirt in the market, uh, do you remember the previous lesson, that is market around us? Okay, then recall uh, the lesson 7, market around us. And in that, we have understood that how goods are sold there in the market. We have read about the first different types of markets, that is shopping complex, the local markets, the weekly markets, the neighborhood markets. So many types of markets we have read in our previous lesson, lesson number 7 of civics, and how the goods sold over there reach to the buyers. Reach to the buyers means we as a consumer, and who all are responsible for the process of these selling of goods till the means till the product reached in our hands. And for that, we have read in that lesson only, we have read about the chain of market, how the production take place, and from the production how the goods reach from the production factory sites, or from the industries and all, how they reach to the wholesale market. After the wholesale market, retailers, then retailers, from the retailers the local markets or the local shopkeepers, and then we go and buy them. So this process that it was called as chain of market, how the goods reach from one place to another until they reach in our hands. Now, in this lesson, a shirt in the market, we are going to read about the production of cotton and ends with the sale of the shirt in the market. Now, how the shirt is produced, how means from the beginning, when the production of cotton is there, from there the beginning of the making of the shirt till the shirt reaches in the market in our hands, we are going to read about in this lesson. So in this lesson particularly, we will mention the our focus to the making of the shirt only. So this chapter tells us the story of shirt. It begins with the production of cotton, uh, cotton and ends with the sale of the shirt. Now we shall see that a chain of markets links the producer of the cotton to the buyer of the shirt in the supermarket. That means in previous lesson also we have seen that the chain of markets were there. They were linked together from the producer till the good reach to the market, that is the supermarket, and from where we have purchased it. Now, buying and selling takes place at every step in the chain. Now, one person is selling the thing, the another one is buying the same thing, and that's buying and selling process is there in a way of chain at every step. So, does everyone benefit equally from this? Now we have to understand that this buying and selling take place at each step of each and every good. But the question arises now कि everyone benefit equally from this? जो हर एक जो इस काम में इन्वॉल्व है एक पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्शन गुड के, वो जो स्टार्टिंग ऑनवर्ड्स प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है उस गुड का, उसमें क्या क्या चीजें इन्वॉल्व हो रही है, कौन कौन इन्वॉल्व हो रहा है, वो क्या जो भी बेनिफिट है वो हर एक को इक्वली मिलता है या नहीं, और डू सम पीपल बेनिफिट मोर देन अदर्स, या कुछ लोगों को ज्यादा कुछ को कम बेनिफिट मिलता है उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्शन पर. Now we will find out this now. Now the cotton from farmer in Karnal. Now Swapna, a small farmer in Karnal, Andhra Pradesh. Now where is Karnal? Karnal is in Andhra Pradesh. Grows cotton on her small piece of land. Swapna is a small farmer and she grows cotton on her small piece of land. The balls of the cotton plant are ripe and some have already burst. कुछ तो जो कॉटन बॉल्स है वो एकदम पक गई हैं एंड सम एकदम से बस्ट हो गई हैं, ओपन हो गई हैं. सो स्वप्ना इज बिजी पिकिंग कॉटन. नाउ स्वप्ना अब क्या हो गई है, बिजी हो गई है कॉटन पिक करने में, लेने में. द बॉल्स, अब ये कॉटन कहाँ से ले रही है, उन्होंने अपने खुद के पीस ऑफ लैंड में ये कॉटन ग्रो किया है सपना, एज ही शी इज अ स्मॉल फार्मर देयर. So the balls which carry the cotton in them do not burst open all at once. So it takes several days to harvest the cotton. Now the cotton balls, they do not carry the cotton in them, and those balls which carry cotton in them, they do not burst open at all, means all at once. एकदम से वो खुलकर बाहर नहीं आ जाती है कॉटन, but it takes several days to harvest the cotton. बहुत सारे दिन लगते हैं उस कॉटन बॉल्स में से कॉटन को निकालने में. Once the cotton is collected, instead of selling it at the Karnal cotton market, Swapna and her husband take the harvest to the local trader. Now, once the cotton is collected, एक बार जब cotton collect कर लिया उन्होंने field में से, then Swapna and her husband take the harvest to the local trader. Now they are taking this collected cotton to the local trader. Local जो ट्रेडर है, ट्रेड करता है, इसका काम करता है कॉटन का, उनके पास लेके जाते हैं. At the beginning of the cropping season, Swapna had borrowed rupees 2,500 from the trader at very high interest to buy the seeds. Now, at the beginning of the cropping season, जब उनको कॉटन उगाने का सही सीजन आया, उस वक्त in the beginning only Swapna has borrowed, Swapna ने 2,500 rupees उस ट्रेडर से हाई इंटरेस्ट पे लिए थे to buy the seeds. Now, why Sapna has borrowed the money 2,500 from the trader to buy the seeds for the cotton, for growing cotton, fertilizer, pesticides, or for cultivation. Now, this Swapna has borrowed, उसने उधार लिया था पैसा 2,500 ट्रेडर से to buy seeds, fertilizer and pesticides. Pesticides for what? For cultivation of crop. At that time, the local trader made Swapna agree to another condition. He made her promise to sell all her cotton to him. And now, at that time, when Swapna was borrowing money from that trader, at that time, local trader ha- had asked Swapna to make a promise to sell all of her cotton to him. मीन्स एक शर्त रखी उन्होंने कि मैं आपको इस शर्त पे पैसे दूंगा कि आप अपना सारा कॉटन मुझे दोगे. Cultivation of cotton requires high level of inputs such as fertilizers, pests and pesticides, and the farmer have to incur heavy expenses on account of these. And the cultivation of cotton उगाने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा चीज़ें ज़रूरत पड़ती है. Much of fertilizers, much of pesticides, and the farmers have to incur heavy expenses on the account of these. और इसके लिए farmer को बहुत ज़्यादा खर्चा करना पड़ता है अपने ऊपर. एक कॉटन ग्रो करने के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा खर्चा करना पड़ता है, बिकॉज द कल्टीवेशन ऑफ कॉटन रिक्वायर्स फर्टिलाइजर्स ऑल्सो, पेस्टिसाइड्स ऑल्सो, क्रॉप्स को बचाने के लिए, और बहुत सी चीज़ें भी कर लेनी पड़ती है. इसीलिए उनका एक्सपेंडिचर बहुत हो जाता है. मोस्ट ऑफन द स्मॉल फार्मर्स नीड टू बोरो मनी टू मीट देयर एक्सपेंसेस, एंड most of the time this farmers grow cotton, means borrow the money to meet these expenses. At the trader's yard, two of his men weigh the bag of cotton. Now what happened, most often the cotton, now to grow the cotton, for the growing of the cotton, most of the farmers had to borrow the money from the traders, because to grow the cotton much of the expenses there, बहुत ज्यादा पैसे की जरूरत पड़ती है, और इसीलिए उनको पैसे बोरो करने की जरूरत पड़ती है. At the trader's yard, two of his men weigh the bag of cotton. Now, uh, when the traders in the traders yard means traders के area में two men are there standing to weigh the bags of the cotton. How much cotton is there to weigh? Uh, that two men are there. At a price of rupees 1,500 per quintal, the cotton fetches rupees 6,000. Now, at the price of rupees 1,000 per quintal means 1,500 per quintal cotton पे fetches rupees 6,000 6,000 रुपए वो देते हैं. The trader deducts rupees 3,000 for repayment of loan and interest and pays Swapna 3,000. और जो ट्रेडर थे वो 3,000 रीपेमेंट के लिए लोन के लिए कि लोन वापस से रीपे करोगे तब के लिए वो अपने पास रखते हैं 3,000. और जो बाकी का इंटरेस्ट लगा करके वो सिर्फ स्वप्ना को 3,000 रुपीज देते हैं. Swapna, rupees 3,000 only. Trader, cotton is selling cheap. There is a lot of cotton in the market. Now, what is the excuse trader is giving? When Swapna says only 3,000 rupees, trader is giving to Swapna for that cotton. And that is why now trader is giving the excuse that 3,000 only she will get because there is lot of cotton in the market. अब जब cotton ज़्यादा है तो उन उसको ज़्यादा इतनी ज़रूरत नहीं है और मार्केट में रेट भी इतनी नहीं मिलती है. Swapna, I have toiled so hard for 4 months to grow this cotton. Now Swapna is explaining, making a trader try to understand that how much uh, means hard work she and her husband has done for the 4 months to grow these cotton. You can see how fine and clean the cotton is this time. I had hoped you get much better price. Now Swapna is telling the trader that the cotton which she has brought is very fine and very much clean, and she hoped to get more price or much better price than she was getting earlier. तो इसीलिए वो बोल रही है स्वप्ना ट्रेडर को कि ताकि उसको ज्यादा पैसा मिल सके. Now here is the picture how the things are being done. First, trader sells the cotton at the Karnol cotton market. Then, after selling the cotton at the Karnol market, cotton market, ginning mill buys the cotton. Mill जो होता है ginning करता है cotton को further process में लेता है उसे ginning mill में, तो वो further खरीदता है trader से. Then ginning mill removes the seeds and presses the cotton into bales. अब now what is the work of ginning mill? It removes the seeds and presses the cotton into bales. Then the fourth process is spinning mill buys bales. Now the mill which does the spinning of the cotton, that it buys the bales. अब इन bales को जो press किया हुआ cotton है seeds वगैरह निकाला हुआ है वो अब spinning mill में जाता है. Now spinning mill spins the cotton into yarn. Now what is the work of spinning mill? It spins the cotton into the yarn. वो स्पिन करती है एक सूत काटने के लिए. Now spinning mill sells the yarn to yarn dealers. अब वो जो कॉटन का धागा स्पिन हुआ है वो yarn dealers को दे देती है spinning mill. So this is the way how the thread yarn is produced from the cotton and is given to the dealers. Now trader, Amma, I am giving you a good price. Other traders are not even paying this much. Now the trader is replying to Swapna. When Swapna is asking for more money, then trader is saying that this is already given. The trader had already given to her the good amount of price, but other traders are not giving so much price also, which he has given to Swapna. You can check at Karnol market if you do not believe me. And he's asking to check in the whole market, whatever price he has given to Swapna is more than enough than any other trader who has given to anybody else. मतलब उसने जितना है ज्यादा ही दिया है दूसरे ट्रेडर से स्वप्ना को. Swapna, don't be angry. How can I doubt you? I had only hoped that yeah, we would earn enough from the cotton crop to last us for few months. That means Swapna is making him relax. That no, don't be angry. भाई cool down, गुस्सा मत हो. Because uh, मैं आपको पर कैसे डाउट कर सकती हूँ. And I was just hoping to get more this time. ज्यादा प्राइस लेने का होप रखती थी, क्योंकि बिकॉज दिस टाइम कॉटन इज ऑल्सो फाइन एंड क्लीन. Thou Sapna knows that cotton will sell for at least rupees 1,800 per quintal. But Swapna knows well what she knows well, that at least rupees 1,800 per quintal will be sold. The cotton of 1,800 per quintal of cotton will be sold in the market further by this trader. So this is well known by Swapna. But what here trader is selling at what price? 1,500 per quintal. But now he is going to sell in the market further at 1,800 per क्विंटल. सपना से तो उसने 1,500 क्विंटल पर क्विंटल के हिसाब से उसने कॉटन ले ली, बट वो फर्दर जब आगे भेजेगा तो वो 1,800 ₹300 एक्स्ट्रा लेकर के बेचेगा आगे. शी डजेंट आर्ग्यू फर्दर, और इसीलिए स्वप्ना ने आर्ग्यू नहीं करा. बट शी वॉज knowing well about this price, what is he means the trader will get after selling the cotton of Swapna to the market. The trader is a powerful man in the village, and the farmers have to depend on him for loans, not only for cultivation but also to meet other exigencies such as illness, children's school fees, etc. Now, the trader, who is a trader? In the village, trader is a powerful man. Now, he not only provide loans to these small farmers, farmers को सिर्फ लोन ही नहीं देते हैं, बट उनके पास कभी कोई मुसीबत आ जाती है, कोई दुख मुसीबत कोई आ जाता है, तो उस टाइम पे भी these traders are very helpful for these village people. And that is why Swapna found uh, no means to uh, fight or to put any doubt or to argue to the with the trader, because she knew well that later on also she might need the help of the same trader for loans or to meet the expenses for illness or children's school fees and all. And that is why she doesn't argue with the trader. Also, there are times in the year when there is no work and no income for the farmers, so borrowing money is the only means of survival. और कभी कभी तो साल में ऐसे दिन होते हैं जब there is no work for these farmers, and at that time they are means forced to borrow money from these traders. और उस समय इनको इन traders पे मनी बोरो करने के लिए, मनी उधार लेने के लिए डिपेंड रहना पड़ता है. और इसीलिए स्वप्ना ने उसके साथ कोई आर्ग्यूमेंट नहीं किया, बिकॉज लेटर इन फ्यूचर माइट बी शी विल बी इन नीड ऑफ द सेम traders help for any type of illness or to pay the school fees for the children or to borrow money for some other expenditure. Swapna's earning from cotton cultivation is barely more than what she might have earned at the wage laborer. Now, Swapna's earning, whatever she has earned from the cotton cultivation, is not much than she might have earned as a wage laborer. Means daily जो काम करते हैं और उनको पैसे मिलते हैं, उससे कुछ ज्यादा नहीं था, but most probably same earning was there. I hope till here it is clear. Now the cloth market of Erode. Now Erode's bi-weekly cloth market is Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu is one of the largest cotton markets in the world. Now till now we have already understood about the market of Karnal, which is in Andhra Pradesh. Swapna was there in Andhra Pradesh, and she was a small farmer. And what was the condition there? You are aware now about the condition of Sapna. Now we are going to read about the market in Tamil Nadu, and it is the erodes bi-weekly cloth market, and it is the largest cloth market in the world and it is located where? In Tamil Nadu. A large variety of cloth is sold in this market. Now in this market, large variety of clothes are sold. Cloth that is made by weavers in the villages around is also brought here for sale. Now, uh, nearby villages, that means nearby villages means the where this erodes bi-weekly cloth market was there in Tamil Nadu, whichever villages were there nearby who used to make there the weavers were living, and they were also making the clothes. They These weavers also sell their cotton, their cloth to these bi-weekly market in Tamil Nadu. जो आसपास के जो बुनकर थे, वीवर्स मीन्स बुनकर जो कपड़ा बुनते हैं, वो लोग भी अपना सारा क्लोथ जो है वो इस बाय वीकली मार्केट मीन्स वीक में 2 बार ये मार्केट लगता है तमिलनाडु में. Around the market are offices of cloth merchants who buy this cloth. Now, around this market, offices are there of whom? Of the cloth merchants, and they buy the clothes from the weavers. And other traders from many South Indian towns also come and purchase clothes in this market. Now, other traders also जो इम्पोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट करते हैं वो भी साउथ इंडियन टाउन से आते हैं और यहाँ पर से क्लोथ परचेज करते हैं. Now this is the shop's picture showing shop in Erode. On the market day, on the market days, you would also find weavers bringing cloth that has been made on order from the merchants. Now on market days also, weavers are there which bring cloth that is made on order. जो कि order पे वो बनाए जाते हैं clothes. कुछ कुछ merchants जो trade करते हैं, those who are indulged in trade, they order these weavers to prepare special or some amount of cloth. एंड वो क्लॉथ भी जो मर्चेंट्स ऑर्डर करते हैं वो ये वीवर्स इस मार्केट में लेकर आते हैं. These merchants supply cloth on order to garment manufacturers and exporters around the country. Now, what work these merchants do? They first order these weavers to make the cloth, and then these merchants supply the cloth to order the garment manufacturer on order the garment manufacturer and export around the country. और ये मर्चेंट्स जो हैं ये क्लॉथ सप्लाई करते हैं जो गारमेंट मैन्युफैक्चर जो कपड़े मैन्युफैक्चर करती हैं, कपड़े बनाती हैं, उन इंडस्ट्रीज को ये मर्चेंट्स कपड़ा दे देते हैं order pay. They purchase the yarn and give instruction to the weavers about the kind of cloth that is to be made. And now these merchants, what they do? They purchase the yarn. वो धागे खरीदते हैं और वीवर्स को बुनकरों को इंस्ट्रक्शंस दे देते हैं कि what type of cloth they really want and that is to be made. And in the following example we can see how this is done. अब example दिया है गया कैसे ये काम होता है. Means first the weavers जो बुनकर हैं वो कपड़ा मार्केट में बेचते हैं and some weavers sell these cloth in the market with the order of the merchant, and these merchants on the order of the manufacturers they sell to the garment manufacturer, and sometimes these merchants themselves give the yarn धागे उनको देते हैं to weave the cloth and give also the instruction what type of cloth to be woven. अभी example दिया है. Now, first picture. This is a merchant shop in the bazaar. This is a merchant shop in the bazaar. Over the years, these traders have developed extensive contacts with garments firms around the country from whom they can get orders. These traders purchase a yarn. Yarn means thread. मैंने बताया है from the others. अब ये first picture क्या show कर रही है? That they are the traders who have developed contacts with the garment firms. जो गारमेंट प्रोड्यूस करती है उन फर्म से इन्होंने कांटेक्ट ले रखा है, एंड दीज ट्रेडर्स परचेज द यार्न, थ्रेड परचेज करके, दूसरों से थ्रेड परचेज करके ये वीवर्स को देते हैं. Now the weavers live in villages around and take the yarn supplied by these traders. अब ये traders क्या करते हैं, इन weavers को, इन बुनकर्स को ये yarn दे देते हैं, thread दे देते हैं, and they ask them to produce a cloth according to the instruction, according to the orders, and then they take the yarn supplied by these traders to their homes where the looms are located in shed adjacent to their houses. अब looms में ले जाते हैं, looms means जहाँ पर ये cloth बनता है. And this photograph shows the power loom in which such homes, in one such home, इस टाइप के power looms होते हैं जहाँ पर ये traders वीवर्स को थ्रेड जब देते हैं तो ये इस टाइप से पावर लूम्स में ले जाते हैं घर में ही और अपना ये क्लॉथ बुनते हैं. The weavers and their families spend long hours working in these looms. Up now weavers with the family members, they spend long hours, बहुत लंबे समय तक वहाँ पर ये काम करते हैं क्लॉथ बनाने का. With the family members, most weaving units have about 2 to 8 power looms on which the yarn is woven into cloth. The variety of saris, towels, shirting, ladies dress material and bedsheet are produced in these looms. इस टाइप के looms में बहुत सारी चीजें cloth से related प्रोड्यूस की जाती हैं. नाउ द थर्ड, दे देन ब्रिंग बैक टू द फिनिश क्लॉथ टू द ट्रेडर्स. अब वो वापस से जो क्लॉथ बन गया है वो ट्रेडर के पास लेकर आते हैं. Here they can see getting ready to go to the merchant in the town. The trader keep an account of the yarn given and pays them money for weaving into the cloth. और ट्रेडर क्या करता है, वो पूरा अकाउंट रखता है कि कितने का यार्न आया है, कितने का थ्रेड उसने परचेज किया है एंड कितना उसको पेमेंट करना है इन वीवर्स को, इन बुनकर को जिन्होंने क्लॉथ प्रिपेयर किया है. सो दिस इज द वे हाउ द थिंग्स हैपन टू मेक अ क्लॉथ फ्रॉम द सीड्स. Now putting out system, weavers producing cloth at home. Now what is putting out system, we'll understand in this. The merchants distributes work among the weavers. Now these merchants distribute the work among the weavers based on the orders he has received for the cloth. अब merchants को order मिलते हैं garment firm से, उसी के according वो weavers को क्लॉथ बनाने के लिए ऑर्डर देते हैं. The weavers get a yarn from the merchants and supply him the cloth. Now the weavers get what? Yarn. Yarn means the thread. From whom? From the merchants. And in return, the weavers weave the cloth बना करके वापस से merchants को देते हैं. And for the weavers, this arrangement seemingly two advantages. दो advantages होती हैं. The weavers do not have to spend their money on purchase of yarn. अब first advantage क्या होती है? Two advantages are there. First is that they do not have to spend, the weavers, बुनकर जो कपड़ा बुनते हैं उनको पैसा खर्च नहीं करना पड़ता थ्रेड खरीदने के लिए, because it is given by the merchant itself, the trader itself. Also the problem of selling the finished product is taken care of. Even now when they have produced the cloth, they have made the cloth, they have prepared the cloth, that cloth to whom to give, to sell, this tension is almost also over, because whosoever, whichever merchant has given them yarn, and that only merchant they have to give it the cloth which has been prepared by them. तो जो yarn देता, जो thread देता, उन्हीं को वो weavers वापस से कपड़ा बुन करके दे देते हैं. तो this finished cloth भी to whom to sell, this condition is also now avoided. So these are the two advantages of this merchant distributing the work to the weavers. Now weavers know from the outset that the cloth they had should make and how much of it is to be woven. Now weavers know from the outset, वो बता देते हैं कि कितना उनको किस टाइप से क्लॉथ बनाना है और कितना क्वांटिटी में बनाना है. However, this dependence on the merchants both of a raw material and market means that the merchants have a lot of power. Now, in this case, merchants have lot of power. How merchants have lot of power? Because they are providing with the raw material, that is with the yarn, with the thread to the weavers. And secondly, they are only responsible for collecting the finished products. जो वीवर्स ने फिनिश कर लिया है कॉटन बनाना, प्रोड्यूस क्लॉथ बनाना, जो उनका बन गया है, वो भी वापस कौन कलेक्ट करेगा? These merchants only. So they are becoming very powerful. They give orders for what is to be made, and they pay a very low price for making the cloth. And in this condition, they only give orders to the weavers to purchase what type of to make to produce what type of cloth from that yarn which they are giving. And even the second thing is that they are paying very low price to these weavers. इन जो ये कपड़ा बुनते हैं उनको ये मर्चेंट्स बहुत कम प्राइस दे रहे हैं. The weavers have no way of knowing who they are making the cloth for or at what price it will be sold. Now the weavers have don't have any means knowledge about that whatever cloth they are producing, how much price they will uh, means that will be sold in the further market by the merchants. तो उनको ये जानने का बिल्कुल भी वो नहीं रहता, नॉलेज नहीं रहती है कि वो जो उन्होंने क्लॉथ प्रोड्यूस करा है वो किस आगे किसको बेचा जाएगा और कितने में बेचा जाएगा. They are unknown about that. They just are bothered with the merchant who is giving them yarn to produce the cloth, and then that cloth which is produced by them afterwards is returned back in the form of cloth to the same merchants. And that is why they are unknown that what uh, will this merchant do with the cloth, or how much price that merchant will get after selling it to the further in the market. At the cloth market, the merchants sell the cloth to the garment factories, and this cloth is sold, the cloth which is prepared by the uh, this weaver, that is sold to the garment factories by the merchants further. And in this way the market works more in favor of the merchants, and this way the market is working in the favor of merchants, because the main intermediate between the weaver and the market is the merchant. Intermediate means बीच के जो लोग होते हैं वो एक तरीके से merchants ये काम कर रहे हैं, जो कि cloth produce करवा रहे हैं weaver से, और weaver और गारमेंट फैक्ट्रीज के बीच में ये मर्चेंट्स काम कर रहे हैं. So their work is more important. Weavers invest all their savings or borrow money at high rate interest rate to buy looms. Now whatever savings, whatever earnings are there, even they had to borrow the money. Money भी कभी कभी उनको उधार लेना पड़ता है हाई रेट इंटरेस्ट रेट पे, बहुत ज्यादा उसमें इंटरेस्ट लगा करके उनको लेना पड़ता है टू बाय द लूम्स. लूम्स खरीदने के लिए, ये क्लॉथ जिससे बनता है वो मशीनें खरीदने के लिए इनको कभी कभी पैसा भी उधार लेना पड़ता है. ईच लूम कॉस्ट रुपीज 20,000. सो अ स्मॉल वीवर विद 2 looms हैज टू इन्वेस्ट 40,000. एक लूम की कीमत होती है 20,000. So if a small weaver is having 2 looms, that means he will require 40,000 rupees at least. The work on these looms cannot be done alone. और इस लूम पे काम कर एक अकेले से नहीं किया जा सकता. The whole family members are, all the family members are included for this. So the weaver and another adult member of his family work up to 12 hours a day to produce a cloth. Means कभी कभी 12 घंटे उनको फैमिली मेंबर्स को नहीं तो कोई साथ में हेल्पिंग हैंड के लिए चाहिए होता है वीवर के साथ, उसमें 12 घंटे तक काम करते हैं कंटिन्यूसली. फॉर ऑल दिस वर्क दे अर्न अबाउट 3,500 per month, and the earning of that is only 3,500 rupees. And the arrangement between the merchant and the weaver is an example of putting out system. और इस arrangement को कहते हैं putting out system. किसके बीच में? merchants के और जो weavers के बीच में जो arrangement है. merchants give the yarn to weavers, weavers produce the cloth and again return back to the merchants. That is called as putting out system, whereby the merchant supplies the raw material and receive the finished product. और क्या है ये पुटिंग आउट सिस्टम? जब मर्चेंट्स सप्लाई करते हैं रॉ मटेरियल मींस द yarn टू द वीवर्स एंड रिसीव्स द फिनिश प्रोडक्ट, और फिनिश प्रोडक्ट मींस क्लॉथ के रूप में वापस उनको मिल जाता है। एंड इट इज प्रिवलेंट इन द वीविंग इंडस्ट्रीज इन मोस्ट रीजन ऑफ इंडिया, और इस तरीके की वीविंग इंडस्ट्रीज काफी रीजन्स में है इंडिया के। So today I end up here only. In our next class, we are going to continue with this lesson, Weavers Cooperative. And till then, uh, read the lesson till here, and if any doubt, you can ask me whenever you like. So I end up here only. Thank you.